Well, while the cash crunch is impacting negatively on Egyptian car markets, European markets rallied in early trade today as investors monitored the latest flurry of corporate results and also reacted to the latest Brexit amendment vote in the UK. Now let's join Paul Christian Brits at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange for more from the European space. Hello, Paul. Now, the UK has ruled out a no-deal Brexit and will likely vote for a delay today. What kind of impact would this delay have on companies and businesses generally?
Well, you could think that rejecting a no deal would be a positive sign. You could also think that delaying this action could be positive, but really, in my opinion, nothing has changed for businesses because the only thing that we're doing here is dragging on the agony and the uncertainty just continues as it has over the past weeks, really over the past 2 years, with nobody knowing what is going to happen next, and businesses are tired of it. What is really scary is that a lot of UK businesses don't even have any sort of contingency plans. They don't know what's going to happen. They haven't made any sort of preparations. It's really it's hard to fathom that businesses could act in this way, but well, they didn't know what to prepare for, and they still do not. Funny enough, the Netherlands seem to be better prepared. I just saw a tweet this morning that in the Netherlands there is a 5-step plan for businesses to prepare for a no-deal Brexit. That is still a possibility. Maybe we should just send the Dutch over to run Brexit and it would work better. What's even more worrying that for those who did plan, this delay is actually a problem because some companies and producers have decided to, by March 29, stop their production, put a pause on it, and actually see how this whole Brexit game plays out. BMW, for example, is one of these companies that decided to take a little vacation, you know, to just see how things play out, and then 2 weeks after rejoin and restart their business. But now that turns into a trap. If there really is a delay, then they're trapped in this situation, and that's going to make things only worse, not better.
All right, Paul, one business that looks like it would need some intervention now is Boeing in the U.S. Authorities have grounded almost, or if not all, of the 737 MAX aircraft. And they say they could actually be on ground for many months. What are we looking at in terms of cost and potential for the world's biggest plane maker?
Well, this is pretty bad. I mean, you know, the company is producing these planes, but what airline is going to take them when they can't fly? Would you buy a product that you're banned from using? Probably not. Some airlines are publicly speculating about, you know, just not taking their orders or revoking them, going to over to Airbus. Ethiopia, for example, is one of these companies that's now eyeing Airbus more closely. Boeing is likely to continue building the aircraft, however, because disrupting the supply chain might actually prove to be more costly than continuing to build this product that they still believe in. They're currently making 52 of these per month, and analysts estimate that every month that will cost the company about 1.8 billion to 2.5 billion in revenue. For context, that's about 2% of the annual revenue the company has forecast for 2019. Now, that isn't so much of a problem if the 737 MAX issue is resolved soon. However, if it drags on, and indeed these planes are grounded for many months, then it could turn into a problem, because where do you store 52 planes a month? I don't even have storage for excess furniture, so where to put these? That could actually turn into a problem, and Boeing might have to reverse course there. Now, in terms of the canceled orders, or the possibility of canceled orders, while some are eyeing competitors, it's going to be very difficult for them to actually make the switch, because while they might not like this 737 MAX right now, it's hard to move over to competitor Airbus, who right now has a backlog of 7,000 airplanes yet to be delivered. So if you start an order now, you will have to wait a very, very long time for your delivery.
Well, that wait may be, well, let's watch and wait. But there seems to be some more hiccups for another airline, that's Lufthansa, with disappointment for investors, and coming in, latest news coming in that the investors are disappointed. What has caused the drop in profit for that company, and does it look likely that there could be a takeoff soon?
Lufthansa is the biggest loser this morning in the DAX, lost over 5%, and its quarterly profit in the fourth quarter of their fiscal year was down 11%, their operating profit, that is. And of course, that isn't good news for investors. It has some of the problems that other airlines and all airlines really have, and that is kerosene prices that have gone up and that are increasing costs, of course. That is likely to continue in 2019. It's also dealing with a couple of other issues, though. The integration of the failed airline Air Berlin, that is still happening, is of course a costly one. 170 million is the price tag on that, and Lufthansa is still trying to digest that. On top of that, there have been walkouts in the company and in German airports over the summer. Ground personnel and security went on strike, and that caused flights to be canceled or delayed, which is also, of course, costly for an airline. Now, looking at 2019, I already said kerosene prices are probably going to be an issue again, but Lufthansa is facing another more surprising issue, and that is its growth is limited by, at least that's what it says, by infrastructure bottlenecks in airports and at air control. And it says that's the reason why it will be difficult for Lufthansa to grow in 2019, as it is sort of a trouble to add new flights to the current schedules.